to Philipp MAN from the startup terralayr. It's a German-Swiss startup, and the topic is energy storage. Philipp, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for the invitation to speak here today. My name is Philipp MAN. I'm one of the founders and the CEO of terralayr. So what is terralayr? We are a fully integrated energy flexibility provider. So Mr. Birnbaum already made a great introduction about the importance of that. But what does energy flexibility actually mean? And basically, our energy system is going more and more towards wind and solar. Obviously, there's no sun at night. We don't always have wind. And so that means we have a massive constraint on our grids. And also, when we don't have renewables active, we actually need to use fossil fuels, which is very costly and also very bad for the environment. So as a result, we have a lot of renewable energy that is actually wasted when we have too much of it. And we have the fossil fuels that essentially drive us not as quickly towards net zero as we would like. So there are two solutions to that. The first one is you can continue to build out grids. And that's a very, frankly, slow and very expensive solution. We need to do it in any case, but it's too slow. Or we can build out energy storage capacity, and specifically batteries. So energy storage provides the flexibility that is needed to keep the electricity flowing when there's no sunshine and no wind, and also to move it across the grid in a much more efficient way. However, there's a lot of hype recently about energy storage, and we read about it a lot in the news. But one thing that people often forget is it's an active asset class. So unlike solar or wind, where you can't really decide when it produces power, you actually actively need to manage your battery. And the problem is, we believe that the batteries that we have today have actually been commercialized the wrong way around. So basically, battery owners today develop the land, they find a grid connection, they go to someone to build the battery, but then they typically don't have the commercialization capabilities in-house. They either go to a trader who will trade their battery as a service, charging it when it's cheap, discharging when it's expensive, or go to a large utility, maybe like E.ON, to actually rent the capacity. So either have rented capacity, I don't get the best price, or I need to underwrite the trading capabilities of someone. And once I'm there, it's really hard to switch, and once I'm locked in, that really doesn't drive the bankability of this asset class. So what we said, asset owners don't get great returns. That's a massive problem. And flexibility buyers, large utilities, data centers, anyone who really is a large producer or consumer of power, doesn't have an easy way of actually procuring physical energy flexibility. So that's basically what we do. We have three key innovations or disruptions that solve this. The first is that we aggregate the batteries that we manage. Very importantly, these are both assets that we own on balance sheet, as well as other infrastructure investors. We bundle the assets, we virtualize the assets, essentially creating one large battery, and then selling slices of this battery with contract lengths between 15 minutes for traders, for instance, and up to 15 years for large power consumers like data centers. The second thing that we do is we go to large consumers and producers of power, and we create proprietary energy products where we sell them profile shaping products to optimize their power purchase agreement portfolios, etc. And then last but not least, because we actually manage all the physical infrastructure of the assets, we can optimize the portfolio, optimize the state of charge of different batteries, make sure that batteries cycle less, give them more lifetime, and actually enhance more value there. So this is basically how it looks. The terralayr flexibility platform manages assets that we own and other assets. We aggregate all the assets. We bundle them, creating essentially an energy cloud. We bundle those assets. And then we go to the different customer groups. You can see them at the top here: utilities, traders, power producers, and large corporates, hypothetically also BMW, that can, of course, access this flexibility. So it makes it super easy for the energy producer or consumer to tap into the flexibility without the need to actually own the asset on balance sheet. So, and by aggregating all these assets, we can essentially optimize across the platform because we aggregate all the load profiles of the different customers and de-aggregate them across the physical portfolio. So basically, the pitch is very simple. You have all the benefits of a physical battery, with one exception. So if you want a battery next to your warehouse because you're scared of a tree on your transmission line, that we can't fix. But everything else, you have the benefits of a battery without the need to own it, operate it, finance it, and obviously develop it as well. So it's basically, as we like to say, AWS for power. So where will we be by the end of the year? We started the company roughly 2 years ago. We're a lean, mean team of 35 people, bringing roughly triple-digit megawatts and the low triple-digit megawatts live by the end of the year this year on balance sheet, a similar amount from other infrastructure owners. We will likely already be EBITDA positive towards the end of this year, probably even free cash flow positive in the first half of next year. So it really shows the power of integrating software with real assets, and we will grow 10x year on year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Excellent presentation, Philipp.